Tensions between the United States and Iran have reached a critical point, with fresh reports indicating that Tehran may be developing a new lethal weapon beyond its nuclear program. President Donald Trump has responded with a firm ultimatum. Either Iran agrees to a new nuclear deal within 2 months, or it risks facing potential military action. While the world has largely focused on Iran's nuclear ambitions, its rapidly advancing missile capabilities, particularly the Missile City program, are raising serious concerns in Washington. The secretive network of underground missile bases gives Iran a strategic advantage in a potential military conflict and could severely complicate U.S. and allied efforts to counter Iranian threats. The Senate Intelligence Committee convened on March 25, 2025, to discuss the growing crisis. Intelligence officials, including CIA Director John Ratcliffe and Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, were pressed on the implications of Trump's deadline. With Iran refusing direct negotiations, the situation is becoming increasingly volatile. The country has been aggressively developing a new class of weapons, potentially including hypersonic missiles. Capable of traveling at speeds exceeding Mach 5, these missiles can maneuver unpredictably, making them extremely difficult to intercept. If Iran succeeds in developing such technology, it could overwhelm regional missile defense systems, including those deployed by the United States and Israel. Ballistic and cruise missiles. Iran already possesses one of the largest missile arsenals in the Middle East, with weapons that can strike targets thousands of kilometers away. Its advancements in precision-guided missiles pose a growing risk to United States bases and allied nations in the region. Unmanned aerial vehicles, or drones, have become a significant part of Iran's military strategy. Iran has increasingly relied on drones for both surveillance and offensive operations. Its Shahed series drones, which have been supplied to Russia for use in Ukraine, demonstrate the country's growing expertise in drone warfare. Iranian officials have dismissed Western concerns, claiming that these military developments are purely defensive. However, U.S. intelligence agencies warn that Iran's refusal to return to nuclear negotiations and its continued weapons development suggest a more aggressive posture. Trump's maximum pressure approach. President Trump has reinstated his hardline stance on Iran, reintroducing strict economic sanctions and military threats to compel compliance. This policy was first implemented during his initial presidency and has been credited with crippling Iran's economy, but failing to change its nuclear ambitions. Iran's defiance. Tehran has refused direct negotiations with Washington, accusing the U.S. of bullying tactics. Iranian leaders have also sought to strengthen ties with China and Russia, potentially undermining U.S. efforts to isolate Iran diplomatically. Potential for military action. With the deadline in place, intelligence officials confirmed that all options, including military strikes on Iranian facilities, remain on the table if Iran fails to comply. However, some lawmakers warned that such action could lead to an all-out regional war. One of the most concerning aspects of Iran's military strategy is its vast network of underground missile bases known as missile cities. These fortified, subterranean complexes house Iran's most advanced missiles and drone systems, allowing the country to launch strikes while remaining shielded from aerial attacks. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC, first revealed the existence of its missile cities in 2015, boasting about their ability to store and launch missiles from deep underground. These facilities are heavily fortified, built into mountains and beneath dense layers of reinforced concrete, making them highly resistant to airstrikes. They are strategically located, spread across the country, including coastal areas near the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz, positioning them for rapid attacks on U.S. naval assets. Stocked with advanced weaponry, these sites are thought to contain long-range ballistic missiles, anti-ship missiles, and even drone launch facilities. Iran has continued expanding its underground arsenal, with military officials warning that new technologies, such as hypersonic missiles, could soon be housed within these bunkers. Iranian state media has showcased footage of massive missile storage tunnels, demonstrating their readiness for combat. Military analysts believe that Iran's missile cities provide several key advantages. First, survivability. Unlike above-ground bases, these underground facilities are much harder to destroy in preemptive strikes. Second, stealth and surprise missiles can be launched with little warning, making it difficult for adversaries to respond in time. And finally, geopolitical leverage. By showcasing its underground missile capability, Iran sends a message to the US and its allies that any military action will be met with immediate retaliation. Recently, reports surfaced that US and Israeli intelligence agencies have been closely monitoring new construction activity at several Iranian missile bases. Satellite images suggest that Iran is not only expanding its missile infrastructure, but also integrating more sophisticated command and control systems, increasing its ability to coordinate large-scale attacks.
Our message to Iran is you better take this president seriously, and I think the Houthis learned that the hard way this past weekend. As I said in my opening remarks, there's a new sheriff in town, and this president is not just going to sit on his hands and allow terrorists to launch attacks on commercial vessels and U.S. naval ships. Those actions will not be tolerated.